Homeless Solutions, Honolulu, Hawaii. I don't know exactly how to tell you this, but I don't have karma to be in the money in Honolulu, Hawaii at this time. That means I'm elsewhere in deceasement now, and I don't need the karma that I heard from Charles Toe or that I made as myself because I was angry, and when it was deceased, I didn't have anything else to say on the money. What's wrong with it? Charles Toe had alive that way. He was alive that way, and now he's missing, but in his unclean death, he does have that his body is out of formed, and he's consuming the threatening that he was there in Honolulu, Hawaii with myself, and I don't have alive in there anymore, which was what was wrong with it. He was angry and hostile with myself in Honolulu, Hawaii, in the year 2002, 2003, and he was talking to myself, but I didn't have that I could talk to him that way. I couldn't talk back to him or tell him no or tell him what I wanted or tell him anything about myself. I couldn't because I was deceased, and it wasn't really that I would fight back with him because I'm just not in it with him. I'm just not like that. Charles Toe is not really a him, but I mean, when Charles Toe speaks to myself, I can really only answer him with whatever it is he wants. It's yes. I really can't answer him with no, and that I would be fighting with him to get into a prison and to die in God in a prison. You don't die in God in a prison. I'm going to die in God. That's my goal, is to die in God deceased. That means with all my leverage deceased, I can't go into a prison when I'm not ready. And can just anybody pick a fight with me about going into a prison when I'm not ready? You want money from me, I need to go into a prison, but I'm not ready to die. You want sex from me, I need to go into a prison, and I'm not ready to die. That's not the reason I don't want to go into a prison. That you asked me to do a sin of commission against myself in cooperation with yourself against myself. That means you're against myself, and I'm against myself, and I am cooperating with you against myself, and I'm going to lose money, I'm going to lose my virginity, and I'm going to lose that I was ever even formed here anyway. I was going to lose it anyway. And you just really want something like an exploitation of myself because I'm not already in a prison, someplace where you don't find me, and that you would be able to do that to myself. Well, I am deceased right here, and I am ascending into a prison, and that's ascending. I'd be ascending into a prison in the superior founder, and then I'm deceased out of formed already because of what I just described, that I don't have what it takes to be in a prison in advance, that someone would do something against myself. That would be true if it was in a walled-in prison, that you would do that in a prison. That's not true that you would do that in the world. You don't do that in public. You don't do that in my house. You don't do that in the world. You don't use airplanes to traffic people around away from speech offenses that are due in a walled-in prison with the address deceased. And that means you have God in the speech offense. Otherwise, there's something illegally alive about you. You have to know that about yourself, what is illegally alive about you goes into a prison. There's really no such thing as that you would move into my residence and be illegal. I am deceased out of form. I find you in contempt of myself.